Hello everybody and welcome back. Right now we are working on bringing up our long lines that I had dropped off at the end of the last episode. So far we picked up one of the three. We've gotten a pretty good yield off that first one. Looks like we're having a pretty good yield on this one too. If I can get a few perfect hits, that would be great. There we go, there's one. And there's another. See how long we can keep this streak going. Oh yeah, we're gonna bring in some good fish if I can keep up these perfect hits. And oh, come on. Of course, I say all this, and now look at what happens. There we go. Boom. Alright, we got one more to pick up here. So I'm really hoping that by the end of this episode, we'll be upgraded to a larger boat with at least one crew member, is kind of what I'm really hoping for. You can see we've got quite a bit of fish still underneath us here, so we'll probably lay some more lines. I think I have 7 currently on me that's baited. Then of course the 3 unbaited lines, so that's something else. If you're unfamiliar with the game, you have to rebait your lines at a dockyard prior to going back out and laying your lines again. So I always try to throw between 3 to 5 lines out. That way when I go to pick some up, I can drop another set off. Do it all at the same time. You can see that last batch we got there was 13,000 pounds, so it's pretty good. Right now we actually have only 3,000 remaining, so we're actually going to fill this boat up, and I'm probably going to lose some fish off of this next line, have to release them. But hey, that's how it is sometimes. Once we get another ship, we can probably up the storage. Actually, I know we can, and be able to carry more fish, make an even larger profit. Oh, we're coming in really hot here. Somehow we got that. Well, this one isn't near as good. The other lines had 10 fish on them. This one has 8. But you know what? I'll take it. We're going to fill this ship up anyway. I'm going to lose probably 90% of this line. But like I said, it is what it is. Sometimes that happens. And the last one. There we go. Alright. So yeah, we lost 5,000 pounds of that fish, but you know what? It is what it is. Sometimes that happens. There's a POI right here that I want to grab because it's fairly close, and I forgot to lay out more lines. I do that from time to time. Y'all will have to forgive me for that. Now I've got to get back to roughly where we were. Alright, that's loaded up. Go back here, check our sonar again. And that was 3 lines that filled us up. So I'm probably, if we get into some good schools of fish here, I probably won't drop more than 3 lines. And of course we won't get any other fish to pop up on our scanner since I dropped that line. That's only natural. So I'm still deciding on a name for this channel. I think I've got it narrowed down, and obviously by the time y'all see any of this, the channel will already have a name, but that is something that I'm trying to take a lot of personal interest into, is a name that really resonates with me, my style, maybe my Texas accent. We'll see what I can come up with, but hopefully I can come up with something that's catchy and works well with the algorithm. Of course, you can't try too hard with those kinds of things, otherwise it'll just completely backfire on you, and this whole thing may backfire on you. You know what? That's okay. I'm doing this just for the interest of doing it. We'll go ahead and drop another line off here. We'll see what it happens, what it gives us. You know, looking back and going back through some of the previous footage I've captured, there's probably going to be people in the comment section saying, well, you know, with that 110,000 that you took from the bank, you know, you could have done this, or you could have done that, or you could have bought that, or gone and found this boat, or done this, done that. You know what? That's fine. But this is the way I'm doing it. And I think it adds a little bit of content anyways. Watching us having to do a lot of this by hand and by ourselves. Of course, I do like the crew members. They sure do make it nice, but it at least gives me something to record, I guess. It gives me a little practice. And we'll drop our third line right here. Hopefully we get some decent hits on these lines. That would be nice. Get a little more money, save up, buy a bigger ship, then go fish, save up, buy another ship, wash, rinse, repeat, and that is basically this game. You know, I know the game doesn't have the best graphics in the world, but you know, being from Texas, sunsets have always been pretty, but these are pretty. This is pretty too in this game. And there we go. There is our last long line set for now. Kind of want to put another one out, but I'm kind of afraid that if I do, we're going to end up just throwing those fish back out anyway. So we'll see what 3 happens this time. See what happens with it. We're gonna go back up here to Dennis. Well, let's see. Actually, let's see what's selling good prices right now. So we've got mostly pollock at $2.36 a pound there, $2.10, $2.09, and $2.10. So we'll go all the way to Yarmouth. Try and capitalize a little bit on the payment here. Of course, we still have to gut our fish too. So we can just fast travel there, and I'll gut them in port. Alright, and here we are at Yarmouth, and we're going to go ahead and gut our fish while we're here. And I hope we don't run into the side of the dock there, float into it. Again, well, that was really good, surprisingly. Again, you want to go from the X to the X and run your mouse cursor, not the knife, but the mouse cursor, which I guess turns into the knife, all the way down your line there. Oh, that was a full 5-star right there. Another 5-star. Oh man, that was bad. Y'all see that? Yeah, don't release your click. I just ruined about 1,000 pounds there. Ooh, that was rough. We're going to speed this up a little bit, because again, anything over 2 stars is going to give us bonus money, so I'm not really too concerned with making all of them perfect. And believe it or not, this is actually harder than it looks as far as trying to stay on that line. It's real easy to click off of it or accidentally move my mouse off of it. Ooh, that was rough. So I'm going to try to do this episode with a little bit less of the pause breaks in it and just see how y'all like the content. I'm trying to keep the videos around 20 to 30 minutes right now. Alright, so those are all gutted. Go ahead and... Ooh, that was close. Yes, we will sell our catch. And net income of 138,000 right there. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. And some of y'all may be asking, okay, well, you know, your price was, you know, 380 or whatever it was. How come it's giving you 420? Well, that's because I have a little bit of a reputation here, and plus due to the gutting. So that I think pretty much factors into it. So we'll sell our catch there, and now we have enough money, I believe, to repay our debt. Yes, we do. So we'll go ahead and pay off both of our loans. We'll come back over here to the fish market. We'll rebait our lines with crab all the way. Okay, we have 7 of them now. Now we'll take a look at our loans now. So as you pay them off over time, you'll gain access to higher quality loans. Right now we're still pretty much at the same. So what we're going to do now is go back out, catch another set of fish, reel them in. Hopefully get another good payout to where then we can take another loan, add to that, and get us another ship. And I may go looking for that one ship I was talking about that I really like. I really hate that I can't remember it right now, or where it's at, but I may have to go look it up. We should... Oh, got another boat in our way. We should be able to have enough to buy that boat. I want to say it's like $150,000. So even if we sell this, catch a fish, and get similar to what we got on that last run, we should have enough to buy it without having to take another loan. So we will see. Alright, we're sitting at 14 hours on our lines here, so I'm going to take a little bit of a nap here. That should be about 20 hours. And yes. Once again, I hope the audio is working out well in this video, otherwise this is going to be all for a waste, but do bear with me. I'm working on doing my research, trying to find a decent mic. Right now I'm just using my gaming headset, again with the mixers and stuff like that. I'm still trying to figure a lot of that out. So I just ask for y'all's patience as I figure all of this YouTube stuff out. Alright, so we've only got 5 fish on this line here, so that tells me we're probably not going to do as well as we did last time, but you never know, there's still 2 more lines. We're going to try to get some perfects though, so we gain that weight. That little weight bonus that the hook there will give me. What is going on up there? That's a boat. Looks like it's capsized. That doesn't look healthy. That sailor over there, I bet's had better days. Yeah, that does not look like fun. What did he hit? Hopefully it wasn't my line. I would kind of feel a little bad about that. I know it's just the AI, but... Hey, buddy. Don't mind me, I'm just here to pick up my lines. Did you call the Coast Guard? Need some help. Okay, let me get this line first. Wow. Remember how I told y'all in like the first or second episode, sometimes the little click things just get to me and I get go a little wild sometimes and just randomly click? Yeah, that's exactly what just happened. So we have 12 fish on this line, so that's actually really good. That'll kind of make up for that first line not being as good. But of course I did just drop that one fish, so probably all evens out at the end of the day. And I feel like I'm almost getting worse at this. Alright, that was 20,000 pounds of fish right there. So we've got 7,986 pounds remaining on what we can store in this vessel. So we might actually have a pretty decent haul this time. So we'll take this in and we'll sell what we have so far. And then I'm going to probably do a pause break for you guys while I look out and try and see if I can't find that other ship I was talking about that I really like. So we ought to have enough money to purchase it and be fairly debt-free for it. So let's see, how many fish do we got here? 1 of 5. Yeah, that second line really kind of saved our butt. But we ought to still fill the cargo up on this ship with even just 5 on this, because 7,000 pounds sounds like a lot, but it's really not a lot in this game, when it comes to fish, at least. So, alright. So yeah, we only got 3,000 left, so overall, that was a pretty decent haul right there. So let's check our prices again, because I know since we sold at Yarmouth, the price will go down a little bit due to the just standard economics. 235. Hey, they're still the best, so we'll go back to Yarmouth. Alright, we're back at Yarmouth. We had a little bit of a longer loading screen there, I'm not sure why. You want to sell your catch? Oh no, we need to gut it, guys. Need to gut the fish, make even more money. Alright, let's see how many times I screw this up here. I'll try to go a little bit faster. Ooh, that was only 2 stars. Ooh, that one's gonna be bad. 3 stars. Still somehow better than that last one. 5 stars. Oh my gosh, I did that little click thing again, accidentally released it. Oh boy. I do like the gutting mechanic in this game. I think it could be a little bit better maybe, but it's simple, it works, and I'm just glad I don't have to actually gut thousands of fish. Because gutting that many fish in this game would probably take forever. And probably would not be worth the bonus that it gives you for gutting. Alright. Weren't the best guts in the world, but hey, it's a little bonus. So my gut on that redfish actually decreased the price a little bit. So that does happen, but it's alright. $100,000, I'll take it. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and pause it, and we'll be back once I find out a little more about that ship and do a little bit of research on it. See you soon. Alright folks, I finally found the ship I was looking for. It's located right here just south of Dennis Point. And I'm not going to be able to pronounce it, but we'll check it out here in the port here in just a minute. Alright, so here we are at Dennis Point. And we're going to take a look at that ship that I found. This is the one I thought we were looking at when I located the fix. And you can see it's kind of a similar design here. But it's 150,000, so we'll be able to get it pretty short with not much more effort. And it allows 2 crew members, which is pretty good. And it's got a pretty decent sized starting storage. And you carry 15 5,000 hook long lines. So this is going to be pretty good to get. So let's just go ahead and check out our loans here. See what we have offered to us. So see, I was telling you, if you pay back loans over time, they get better. So we're going to go ahead and take this $170,000 loan out so that we can purchase the vessel, and I'll probably go ahead and sell our previous vessel as well. Give us a little bit extra capital there. No, do not need a tutorial. So there we are. So now we have her. We're going to own and the fix. We're going to go ahead and sell the fix. We're not going to jump back into this boat anytime soon, if that ever. So now we have the, the Fola Boing. I have no idea. No idea. We'll rename it maybe. Alright, so now we can hire some crew members, and what I like to do when hiring crew members is I hire at the lowest possible rate. So these two right here get a 1% cut of whatever I sell in port. So I try to buy the lowest rate guys, and then as you see, here's their skills. The good thing about it is by doing the job, their skills get better. Not only that, but you can also pay to train them, which sometimes is really worth it, because if you train, like say if we train Victor here up on long line hauling and get him all the way to 20, the max level, every time he swings at a fish it's going to be perfect. So we'll start maximizing our catch rates and the amount of weight in the fish. So we're going to go ahead and hire Victor, and we're going to hire Rudy here. And same thing, if we trained Rudy here in my last playthrough, these two, I remember these guys because, you know, I had them, but hand gutting for Rudy is at 4 right now, and as we progress that higher and higher, he starts throwing out like 5-star gutted fish. So that can be pretty handy. So for right now, he's going to be our main gutter. So we have $179,000 here. So let's go ahead and bump him up a few levels. And then for this guy, for Victor, for longline hauling, he's at a 4. Let's bump him up a little bit as well. And that'll kind of help speed up and increase that perfect hit rate. And they are on board my vessel. So that's good. And as far as the vessel goes, we're going to start really getting into some of the upgrades, because we're going to have this boat for a little bit, I feel like. So we'll buy the buoy. Don't really know that we need to upgrade the searchlight just yet. Definitely need to upgrade the sonar. We'll go up to 1,000. And radar. Yeah, we'll go ahead. It's only 10,000. And engine. It's only 15. It will be worth it. And this one's 100,000. Ooh, let's see here. What can I live without? I'll live without that. I really want to keep the engine. The added horsepower is nice, but we're not going to quite have enough there. Fish sonar, what options do we have here? We'll remove that. Gives us right at 19. Oh my goodness. I really like to have some decent sonar though. Alright, that's done. Now we can focus on something else. really don't want to spend 60 grand just to turn around and spend 100 on that. Let's see, what is 44,000? We'll just roll with that one time. We'll have enough to purchase. You know, let's see here. Owned Yankee. We can sell that for 9,000. That's gonna put us right on the money, I think. All right. $186,000 or $186.86 left to our name, so that's great. Alright guys, so if none of y'all caught what I just did, I just made a really bad mistake. I spent all of our money before I baited my lines. Remember, I have a really bad problem with remembering to bait my lines and all that kind of stuff. So we don't have enough money to purchase any long lines or any bait for the long lines. So that is fantastic. So now to pick up this delivery mission is going to give us $50,000. The problem with the delivery missions is there is no fast travel. It takes away your ability to fast travel. So this is going to be a pretty good voyage here. We're going from Dennis Point to Yarmouth, not sure. As you can see, I have some waypoints set up. I did not purchase an autopilot for this boat, so we're going to have to sail this all the way on our own. So with all that being said, I'm going to probably cut some of this out, and we'll see y'all in Yarmouth, or Yarmouth. Still not sure how to pronounce it. Alright folks, we are now pulling into Yarmouth Port. We're still a little ways off, but we've made it, and it's only taken us, oh, I don't know, probably 30 minutes to make this voyage. So it does kind of show you how big the map is, when really all we did was come from here, sailed through here, mostly straight shots, and then up into the harbor here. So, oh, we're almost there. We've been traveling at roughly 8 to 9 knots the whole way, so it's been a little bit of a voyage. That's alright, we'll get our money, and that'll probably be the end of this episode, and we'll probably title this episode something about a mistake or two. So, but we'll see y'all when we actually pull into the dock there and dock the ship. Alright folks, we are now pulling up to the port here. And I've never actually done one of these missions before, so I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if it automatically does it, or yep, automatically. Alright, cool. Alright, well now we have enough to buy our long lines. That was a mess. Oh, that's 75,000. Let's see, we'll go with... Oof. Still gotta bait them too. We'll go with 5 for now. Yeah, I made a big mistake there, so... Let's see, what kind of tips do we have on fish here now? Oh, thank you. Our tips. That's a week ago. Redfish from a week ago. Those are free. We might as well grab them, you know? Well, since we kind of know where the pollock is, we'll just focus on baiting for pollock again. That's going to be crab. That's $22,000 to bait those. Goodness. Alright, so we know that there was pollock there 9 days ago. Know that there was redfish there 11 days ago. Know there was redfish there 7 days ago. Okay. So that's about all we have to go off of. Alright. With that being 9 days ago, we're going to kind of start right here. We need to open up our crew panel here. We need to tell Victor to prepare our gear to drop. And we're going to actually have Rudy here cook up some meals. So they can cook up meals, and it drops down 4 little trays of food here that when they're tired and they're in the resting state, we can actually drag some food over to them and boost their stamina up in case we have to use them again in a short period of time. And as y'all can see, Victor's back here on the back of the ship now. And we're just going to sail out this way and just see what it looks like. Hopefully we can set a few long lines, and that will be the end of the video. Oh, we've got to prepare one, I'm sorry. I was about to drop one there. That's alright. We'll go ahead and drop it now. And so now with these being 5,000 hook long lines, we actually spread the long line over 500 meters, so it's actually a fairly long line with a lot of hooks, with a chance to catch a lot of fish if they're here, at least. So we'll chime back in once we get some of these dropped down, and we'll go from there. So thanks. So while I'm waiting to drop all of these long lines off, I figured I'd give you all a little tour of this ship that I can't pronounce. So there's our anchor clock where we can skip time. We can open this door, we can kind of step out on this little area here and watch the long line being placed. And check out, there's our gutting table down there. You step out this door and step down to the main deck of the ship. Here's Victor back here working diligently. Rudy is still resting. We don't really have a need for him right now. So here's where we haul our gear. And then, like I said, right over here is our gutting table. So overall, I actually do kind of like the ship. It's a pretty good little starter ship because it does allow 2 crew members, and it's actually relatively cheap. And you get 5,000 hook long lines, so that really allows you to catch a lot of fish. So climb back up our ladder and enter our strange little door up there. So there's a little kitchen where they can cook food. So, alright, we'll see y'all once we get these dropped off. Alright folks, so we've got our long line set up out there, as you can see. We've got 3 total that are 5,000 hooks. I can't quite remember how much I'll bring in per long line, so I only set out 3 because I really didn't want to waste any. So, but that's going to be it for this episode. I really appreciate you guys sticking around. And remember to like, subscribe, do all the normal YouTube things. And we'll catch y'all the next episode where we'll pick these lines up and we'll keep on fishing. Appreciate it, y'all.